Hey guys, today is day 2 of the same lesson 31.1 Pathogens and Human Illness. The objectives for today are identify the 5 types of pathogens, describe them, and some of the diseases they cause. To start with, we're going to go over the way people became aware of different pathogens and how did they get to identify all of them. So traditionally, they were using a method where they isolate and strain a solution through a ceramic filter with very tiny pores. Now, bacteria and larger pathogens will remain on the filter, and the solution that passes through the pores will remain harmless. However, sometimes even after streaming, the solution still causes diseases, so scientists hypothesized that some pathogens must be smaller than bacteria, and they called them viruses. Later on, as technology developed and improved, scientists have discovered a huge variety of tiny pathogens such as bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoa, and parasites. Now, although all these pathogens are different, they all share one thing in common, which is they cause diseases by attacking healthy cells of the host. The way they attack cells differs, but they all end up attacking those cells. Now we're going to go to notes in order to summarize the information that is in the book about these 5 types of pathogens. So, pathogens discussed here are of 5 types. The first type is bacteria. As you all know, bacteria are unicellular organisms. They cause illness in 2 ways. It's either by releasing chemicals that are toxic to the host, or by destroying healthy body cells. Now, an example of a disease caused by bacteria is the food poisoning that we discussed in the previous lesson. This is a disease caused by bacteria release toxins. Okay. The second type of pathogen is also a pathogen you're familiar with, which is viruses. Now, viruses are disease-causing agents, as you know. They are mainly strands of genetic material, whether DNA or RNA, surrounded by protein coats called capsids, as explained earlier in a previous lesson. Okay, they are very small, and that's why they could not be seen until the invention of the electron microscope in 1930. They enter the host, take over healthy cells, forcing them to stop their normal functioning and produce more copies of that virus, so more viruses. An example of a disease caused by viruses, we've discussed earlier plenty of them, so I will mention flu, common colds, and AIDS. The third type of pathogen is fungi. These can be uni or multicellular. Fungi that cause diseases do so by piercing the cell and taking its nutrients. Fungal infections usually occur in wet or damp and warm places. An example of a disease caused by fungi is the athlete's foot. The fungus here that invades the skin cells between the toes. I included a picture of it, of this disease in the PowerPoint. It's here. So you get to understand better what I mean by athlete's foot. So now, the fourth type is called protozoa. If you were wondering what are protozoa, protozoa belong to a kingdom called protists. Protists are eukaryotes that are not animals, plants, or fungi. They share some features with animals, plants, and fungi. However, they lack one or more traits that would place them in any of these big kingdoms. Protozoa are considered animal-like protists. However, they differ from animals in that they are unicellular and animals are multicellular. Now, these protozoa, as we said, are unicellular organisms. They prey on other cells, and just like viruses, they need healthy cells to complete their life cycle. An example on a disease caused by protozoa is malaria. It is a blood disease caused by a protozoan that uses blood cells to complete its life cycle. Now, the fifth pathogen is parasites. I'm sure you've heard of this term before. Parasites are organisms that grow and feed on a host. Some parasites kill the host, like heartworms that can be fatal in mammals, while others drain body's resources without killing the host. Like filaria, which is a parasitic worm that inhabits tropical climates, and this organism rarely kills the host. Now, as we saw, all these pathogens are different from each other in structure and in function and the way they attack the cells. However, they all share a similarity, which is causing disease by attacking healthy cells. Now, going back to our PowerPoint, as you can see, we have pictures of all types of pathogens. These are different parasitic worms and parasitic organisms. This is a table that has a list of diseases, the pathogen that causes them, how this disease spreads, the symptoms that appear after infection, and the number of deaths it occurs annually. Let's analyze it quickly by taking examples from the diseases. If we took HIV, for example, HIV, or the disease should be called here AIDS, actually, not HIV, because HIV is the virus that causes this disease. So AIDS is caused by a virus, which is the HIV. It spreads by body fluids, and it affects the organ system, which is the immune system, and it causes the biggest number of deaths among all other diseases, because if the immune system gets affected or gets weakened, the person will be susceptible to more infections. Even the ones that we normally encounter daily would be harmful for that organism. Now, malaria, as we said before, it's caused by protozoa. It spreads by mosquito bites, and it affects the digestive, circulatory, and muscular systems, and the deaths are approximately 1 million per year. So as we can see here in this table, the diseases should be caused by pathogens in most cases, and they spread in different ways. They affect different body systems, and they cause different types of deaths based on the damage they cause in the body. Now, our checklist for today is to make sure that you have watched the video recording that has the explanation of the lesson. You have answered the open-ended question on Nearpod, and today Nearpod session will be student-paced. You're going to do it by your own. It's because we're not having a live session, and any discussions will be done on Shobi, and if you have any questions, you will ask in class discussion in Shobi. I'll put the code for the lesson, or you can find actually the code of the lesson in the PowerPoint assignment in the folder called 31.1 in Shobi. Apply the quiz on using Google Forms and complete the exit pass posted on Shobi. Thank you all for your hard work and efforts. They are really highly appreciated. Thank you.